What's up, y'all? It's G from Strike Force Recordings. I'm back. I know it's been a minute. I got a lot of positive feedback on the page. I'm sorry, I've been doing other things, working in the studio, but I will be focusing on my YouTube again, answering a lot of y'all questions. I do have a lot of inbox messages. A lot of them were for vocal editing and mixing. I'll be getting to that on a future video. Right now, I'm going to answer a lot of the other little simple questions that I had in my messages, and I invite y'all to keep them coming. Don't forget to subscribe to the page. We're going to start right off. I'm in a Pro Tools session here. We're importing some audio for those of you who don't know how to import audio. When you're in the Pro Tools session, you go to File, you go to Import. When you click on this, the drop box will come down. You click on Audio. Then it's going to give you this box here. You can go to any of your hard drives, your desktop. Right now I'm at iTunes. Whatever kind of audio you want to bring in, MP3, waveforms, whatever. You click on it, it's going to go to here. You convert it, it goes over here to this box. You can do one, you can do a whole bunch of them at the same time. After you do that, you just click Done. Choose where you want to store them. It's going to load them up. Takes however long. Once again, for those of y'all who don't know me, this is Strike Force Recordings, Strike Force Studio in New Jersey. I do the videos at home for right now. I will be starting to do them at the studio once we get the camera and everything set up. But right now I'm doing them at home on LE session, which a lot more y'all could probably relate to since a lot of people don't have the HD systems. But for those of you who don't know the basics, check back and see my other 4 YouTube videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Just trying to talk while this loads up. But just bringing in some new audio to a session. I'm going to answer a few questions and get back into the groove of the tutorial videos. On this, you just want to put on my new tracks. It's going to give you 2 tracks here. Now you got 2 stereo tracks of the audio that you just imported. Alright, now you got your 2 tracks that you just imported here in Pro Tools. Some of this stuff, if it sounds like I'm going over it again, I might have said it in a video before, but I did get messages. I got a little list here. I'm trying to cover all the basics. When you import a track in, if you want to get the BPMs, the beats per minute, so when you go to paste your hook or when you go to plug, copy and paste anything, it'll just be right on grid, lined up. This is how you do it. You just play the track. You're going to double click here. And then you're just going to hit the T button to the beat. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, then that's what it is, 75 beats per minute. You hit enter and it lines up per beat. Now if I wanted to get into it, I could, line it up so that the beginning of this drop starts right here at the beginning of the bar. But this is just for tutorial purposes, so I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to be copying and pasting, but that's just so if you wanted to know. A couple questions I did get is how to edit a track, like make it radio ready, take the curse words out. I chose this track. It's an oldie but a goodie. Everybody knows it. A Millie by Lil Wayne. This is the dirty version. We're going to just go ahead and make the clean version real quick. I got a couple curse words edited out already. For those of you who don't know how to separate a section, you just highlight on the section. And this is, again, I'm using Apple. For anybody who's not using Apple, shut the video off, go get an Apple, come back, and then learn how to do Pro Tools with a system that can handle Pro Tools. You hold Apple E after you highlight the section, and it'll separate it so it's not part of the whole region. This is this part right here. Alright, so we're going to edit out this word right here, one of the most popular ways. I know I showed this before, how to do this, but this is in editing purposes. You're going to come in here to verify. This is to slow it down. You highlight the section you want to do it, you just process it. Now you'll come back here, and when you play it back, alright, that's one of the very popular ways of editing a track. Just slowing it down, making it sound like a record player stopping. Alright, come over here. We got another section. Another way to edit is you cut it up so the words, and this is real popular with Young Money right now. A lot of people have been asking me how to do this little trick. Alright, so we're going to want to cover up that word bastard. So we're going to take the word look. All you do is just highlight it, separate it, and you're just going to copy and paste it where you want it to go. Alright, so I copy it, Apple C, paste it, Apple V, and I'm just going to duplicate it And then all you're going to do, you're just going to come here. You might want to change your grid to a smaller or a bigger grid so it's easier to play with. I'm going to be working in 64ths. And then you just move it around till it sounds right. And then you could get that stuttering effect, as they like to call it. So after you move these samples around a little bit, you should be able to play it back and hear something a little like this. Alright, if you even want to go in, you can change the volume, you know, maybe lower each one progressively just a little tiny bit, so when you play it back it won't be so up front. Alright, another way you can edit words for radio play. Alright, we want to get rid of this right here. It's very simple. You just highlight the area, come up here in Audio Suite, go to Other, go to Reverse, and you're just going to process it, play it back. Alright, that is another way. Again, you know, there's lots of ways to edit. You could just take out the word altogether, have a blank spot. You could put in a sound effect. You could put in another word in the place. These are just a few ideas for people that were asking how to edit a track to make it radio friendly. Alright, the next question I have is in recording, how do you punch in? Like if somebody can't finish a whole verse or messed up on a certain part, how do you punch in without opening a new track or whatever? First thing you're going to want to do is come here in Pro Tools, come up to Options. You're going to want to make sure Quick Punch is checked. So make sure it's checked. Then you come in here, you open up your audio track you're going to be recording on or whatever, and say he was rapping and he messed up on this little section right here. Alright, now what you're going to want to do to punch in is you're just going to play. Now that you got that quick punch enabled, you're just going to play and you're going to hit 3 on your keyboard whenever it gets to the part that you want to do it. You can either record enable this track and record it on this track if you wanted to, but I always find it easier just to record it on a separate track, cut it right where you want it, and then push it up there. So you would just play, and wherever you hit 3, you're going to start recording. And when you hit 3 again, you stop recording. Easy as that. Hit 3 to start, hit 3 to stop for a quick punch. Just make sure that quick punch is checked up here. Alright, after that, get rid of that, bring that back up. This is going to kind of answer 2 questions at once. One is, what is the audio suite difference between the audio suite and the real-time plugins? Well, the real-time plugins are going to be working in real time. They're going to be bogging down your processor. If you know for sure, 100% sure, you're going to want a plugin on a certain part, you don't have to have it over here with your plugins. You can highlight this section, come up here to Audio Suite, and being whatever type of plugin you want to use, let's say you want to use a flanger on this part. Alright, you highlight this section, you set up your plugin however you want it, and you can preview just this section. Alright, if you like what you hear, you just process it and it's done. Now that's going to affect your audio. That's going to stay like that. It's not going to be using it as a plug-in power anymore. Alright, that now it's just going to recognize that as regular audio from your session and not using plug-in power. The thing you do have to remember with using Audio Suite plugins is that it's not like a regular plugin where you can come back and adjust it later. It is assigned to that audio, so make sure you really want to use it. Getting close here to my time, trying to keep videos at 10 minutes. I got time for one more good question I've got asked 3 times. So they say when they record, how do you make the track sound louder without getting the peaking? I will get into further videos with mixing vocals and how to get the actual vocal to sound louder. But say you have the whole track mixed and everything sounds good, you just want the actual track to sound louder. I'll get into better ways once I get the camera set up at the studio, but this is a free one that comes with every Pro Tools. You're going to want to open a stereo master fader, create that. This is after all your mixing is done. Okay, so you got your master fader here, get your setup right. You're going to want to go in here to your plugins, to your dynamics, come down to maximum. Again, this is free with every session. When you play back the track, you can see the track is already peaking. Alright, so we're just going to put put a little bit of a ceiling on it, and this allows you to turn up the track. And this is perceived loudness. You're not gonna, if you're not already peaking, it's not gonna make you peak. You could raise, let me stop trying to yell over that track. You could raise your volume up to a certain point. Like if I was to raise it here, yeah, it would peak. But this enables you to get a lot more loudness and burning, especially if you're burning from a regular computer CD burner or something like that. You don't have a lot of outboard gear. Maxim is the way to go. Open up your master track. You might want to throw a compressor on whatever you're doing or whatever, but Maxim definitely brings up that volume. Again, once I get 1,200 subscribers, I'm doing that how to mix and track vocals live in the studio. I will be doing a lot of other things, trying to answer more questions. You got questions, keep them coming on my inbox. Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned.